The exact measurements are 5.64 millimeters. Screen is 6.7 inches exactly. Yeah, that's a really thin phone. It's so thin, in fact, that the USB-C port is not centered on the Y-axis.
No, it's centered on the Y, not on the X-axis. It's moved.
Huh?
X goes this way. Y goes up and down.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's not centered on the Y-axis.
Okay.
So
I like how this whole time I've had it swapped because I think there was a confusion.
No, I don't think you did. I looked at because when I didn't know what a Y and an X axis were, I looked at your script and
oh god,
yeah, you were right.
Okay, someone's dumb here at some point.
The USB-C port, if you don't know X and Y, I don't blame you. The USB-C port is sent if you're looking at the bottom of the phone. It is perfectly center from left to right.
Yes.
But it's closer to the rear of the phone than it is the front of the phone.
Correct. There we go.
There's just like the display needed to go somewhere, and it's 5.64 millimeters thin. So,
just to clarify, because to put it in perspective, the difference: the iPhone 16 base model is 7.8 millimeters thin,
very thin.
So this is a thin boy.
And when you look at, so. I have seen way more detailed things than what we gave you in the episode last night for the iPhone 17 Air.
Yes.
Can I show you something?
Go ahead. Do it right now. That's a great reveal for only me.
Obviously, I don't want anyone, we can't show this, but...
Yeah, I can see it.
What I'm about to show Brian
That's the
is
perks.
the iPhone 17 Air on its back next to the iPhone 17 Pro.
Okay.
So you can see just how drastic... Oh, first of all...
Heck yeah, let's check. I'll get a...
First of all, here's the USB-C port, you can see.
Oh, yeah. So, closer to the rear.
And then this is the top end.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at this. Just can I just say, because I can see John's camera roll or whatever. There's photos of steak that he has made, cut up, and then there's just iPhone leaks littered in between. So there's his priorities.
Okay, so that doesn't do justice.
Yeah, I can
Here's
see
the
there.
top end.
Yeah, and I like another piece you mentioned in your notes that we can mention.
Look at this, the bottoms.
Yeah.
Look at the bottoms. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
they
closer.
Can't see this, right?
No,
okay, good.
Closer in thickness to an iPad Pro, if that gives you any idea.
Yeah.
It's still thinner, by the way, just to be clear.
Crazy thin.
You mentioned yet, despite the body's thinness, the camera bump has a bump.
Okay, yeah, so thank you for mentioning that. I wanted to point this out because I'm getting a lot of this on Twitter and a lot in the YouTube comments saying, wow, they made it thin, but the camera bump has a bump. There's no excuse for that. I want all of you to do me a favor. If you have an iPhone right now, I want you to look at the back of it. You'll see it ramp up onto like a camera bump, and then the lenses themselves are also elevated.
Little lens bump.
This is no different than that. It's not a bump on top of a bump. Your current iPhone looks exactly like that. You just notice it less because you don't have it blown up on a giant screen. And you're like, with renders, we're showing you zoomed in details that, maybe in real life you're not looking at. But your camera bump does have a bump now. I get that it looks more exaggerated on a phone that's 5.6 millimeters.
It's going to stick out a little bit, yeah.
Be a little top heavy, maybe. What else can I cover here for the... Okay, so the 17 Pro...
Oh, you looking?
The 17 Pro, there were rumors of a dual tone thing.
Yeah.
You gonna a lot of people showing aluminum and then a glass window. Okay, so for... I'll show you, Vern.
Oh, go ahead.
So here's an early...
Yep.
This is an early CAD file that shows that.
It shows that exact cutout style. So
it's It's still exactly... Oh, sorry.
It was for the Pro, but I can't go back.
It looks exactly like the Pro that we leaked, but it also has that glass window. Now, what I think this is... So this was months ago. And what I think this is what it looks like, what the chassis looks like internally. I don't think it was ever supposed to be the outside.
Yeah.
Kind of how your phone now has the MagSafe coils in the middle, but you don't see those.
Exactly.
If you were looking at an internal CAD, that would show those. So imagine seeing that in a CAD and then leaking that there's going to be a giant circle on your phone.
Right. That's what we're seeing here.
The actual finished version is is one piece of what I think that I'm speculating because I don't actually know. I think it's aluminum.
Yeah. To be clear, we don't know the materials.
Correct.
Technically.
I want to show you
feels
something.
like. Yeah.
Because I got this after we published our leak. A much more like detailed, finished model. Because what we made our model off of initially was me seeing it and then going off of memory telling Asher.
Yeah.
After that, we received a lot more. Now, I just want you to look at this, Bern. This, to me, looks like a unibody.
It does.
It does not look like current where the sides separate into the glass.
It looks like unibody, yeah.
This is the regular 17.
Yeah.
17 Pro.
Yeah. So what the image is showing is a lack of a seam around the sides and the back.
So basically a unibody on the 17 Pro of what I guess is aluminum. Like it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, like I said, we don't know specifics on material other than what it feels like.
Yeah, so that's a slight difference in our let me move this. In our model here that you see, there is a separation from the glass to the sides of the phone, but in the most updated actual full completed model that we have, it is one piece.
Yeah.
So it looks the same, color's the same, and all that other stuff. Camera bump looks the same, the horizontal bar, but it's all one like unified piece. Johnny I would love it. Well, I don't know if he'd love the whole thing, but he loves the unibody.
He might not like the massive plate, the serving tray of glass.
So that's it for our hardware leaks for a bit. I don't think... Oh, I did mention on Twitter, and I guess I'll mention here, we have all of the phones now. So the lineup is completed.
Not physically.
No. Yeah, not physically. But the lineup for us internally is completed.
Yes.
The 17. We showed you the 17 Air and the 17 Pro. The Pro Max we now know is just a blown up version of the Pro as usual. And the biggest controversy today is that we have the models of them. The 17, regular base 17, does not have a camera bar. It does not match any of these designs, actually. It looks exactly like the base 16.
Yeah.
So, let's speculate.
I think this is a very Apple maneuver.
Well, I want to know, because I have conjured an idea. Which, again, I don't actually know.
This is speculate?
Very speculate.
Yeah.
We're so early on in this, we don't know how these are going to be marketed. I'm pretty certain about the iPhone Air. I don't know if it's going to be called iPhone 17 Air or just iPhone Air. But what if there was a scenario, again, just guessing. What if there's a scenario where it's not 17, 17 Air, 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max? What if it's like... What if these are all 4 different models? Because the Air is not just a blown-up version of the regular 17.
That's true, yeah.
And... like, I don't... Is this an Ultra?
You know, honestly...
Is Pro and Pro Max gone?
I don't...
Is there 17 Air, and 17 Ultra? Again, I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I'm not going to speculate on the names and like how that's marketed. However, the differentiation between models physically, if they're, leaving the 17 base to just be the 16 base with updated internals and whatever, new colors, Apple it.
Yeah.
And then giving the redesign to the Pro and the Air, that is just marketing 101. Like, hey, here's your normal run-of-the-mill iPhone. That's great iPhone. You're used to this iPhone.
Yeah.
And here's the new stuff. Wow. That's the way. That makes sense to me.
Well, what's going to be interesting is tomorrow when this new iPhone SE 4 comes out, if it's called the iPhone 16e, we've got a problem.
Yeah, dude.
Because that insinuates that every year there's going to be a new version of that. You can't put a number on it.
No.
Like if you have a 16e, that probably means you're going to have a 17e and then a 18e, and so is the lineup by this time next year going to be 17e?
Yeah.
17 Air, 17 Pro, 17 Max, like 17 Pro Max, like it's getting very messy.
For those uninitiated or maybe not keeping up 100% with leaks and rumors, where did this 16e name come from?
Some guy on Weibo, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's just been floating around, and originally it was kind of scoffed at, but
I've seen it too.
The way Tim posted a tweet announcing an announcement for February 19th, which at the time of this recording is tomorrow, and he said we're going to welcome a new member of the family. So that makes people think 16E to go along with the 16. I could argue it could also just mean the iPhone family, as in general.
For sure.
This morning there was a Chinese website that I think is going to sell it, and they posted the name as 16E on accident. So I don't know.
Well, in a way, that kind of reminds me of when all of these case companies, at least on the U.S. side of things, like this is what I always saw. When the new iPhone would come out, it wouldn't say, let's say, iPhone 8 Plus. They would be differentiated by just their sizes.
Yeah, it's like iPhone 2020 6.1 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So that could, I don't know why. Maybe that's an internal or for some reason identifier. But
for like a year now, we have known what the SE4 is going to look like. We know exactly what it's going to look like. That's not going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
The surprise is going to be the price, because I think if it's the SE4, the price is going to land at $499, $500, which is perfect.
Oh, that's
I'm
nuts.
worried.
Yeah.
Because if it's the 16E, I think we're looking at $600. I think they're going to market their way up to $600 because it's you can get an iPhone 16 for, what is it, $799, so $800.
Yeah.
16E for $600.
Yeah, the name would accompany a higher price just by piggybacking off of the current generation.
Yeah. I don't want to take up too much time, because if you're watching this tomorrow, then you already know. It's not, you don't need us to talk about it, but
it's fun to speculate. This is real speculation.
Yeah,
here.
Going to be a very weird iPhone lineup, and it's funny because the last year or so of iPhone stuff has been kind of kind of boring, especially the 16 lineup. So the fact that we're all talking about this and speculating for the first time in years is cool. That's nice. Fun. At least, for this community. Don't speculate too much. Don't speculate your way away from this, because that's what it looks like. Don't cope your way out. You cannot. That's what the pro's going to look like.